Support for this podcast comes from the St. Alphonsus Neuroscience Institute, offering technology to provide treatment for neurological, neurosurgical, and neurointerventional conditions. This includes a dedicated neurotrauma ICU for critical care of the brain or spine and a 24/7 stroke team. More at stalphonsus.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. The Boise City Council finally gets an update from city fire officials on that New Year's Eve fireworks fiasco. Plus, the Blaine County Coroner is firing back at his accusers. It is Wednesday, and it's the 4th of February. Here we go with today's stories. At the Capitol, newly proposed state budget cuts unveiled yesterday could permanently trim between $15 million up to $30 million into the future. James Dawson explains for us.
Republican Representative Josh Tanner, who co-chairs the Joint Finance and Appropriations Committee, has been clear for weeks that he wants a structurally balanced budget.
Instead of just more Band-Aid style and just hopes and prayers that we're going to come out of this in a really quick way.
He's referring to Governor Little's proposed spending plan, which largely relies on using interest income and holding off on local road grants for a year to keep the state's books in the black. But state agencies have warned deeper cuts on top of the 3% they slashed this year could end critical health services for vulnerable Idahoans. Democratic Senator Janie Ward Engelking.
These cuts are going to be below the maintenance level for our agencies, and that really bothers me because I don't know that this keeps the lights on.
K-12 education, state police, prisons, and Medicaid are currently exempt from further cuts. JFAC will begin voting on these proposals on Friday. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
The heated debate concerning the Blaine County Coroner's Office moved to the front burner late Tuesday. You'll remember our reporting in January, where the Blaine County prosecutor, the Blaine County sheriff, and local police chiefs all criticized the coroner for his actions and sometimes inactions at crime scenes. Yesterday was the first time since those accusations surfaced that Coroner Russ Michael came before Blaine County commissioners, and he did not hold back.
The law says that the coroner is to be notified immediately that the law enforcement's role is to preserve the scene until the coroner can begin a joint investigation with the law enforcement. In fact, when I get to the scene, if there's been a suicide with a gun, it's gone. Prescriptions have been picked up and bagged, moved from where they are. There are other items from the scene have been gone. I've seen evidences of money being there that weren't in the inventory I was given.
And there was more of the same for quite a while. There was this back and forth between County Coroner Michael and Blaine County Commission Chair Muffy Davis.
And I have asked multiple times as well for information, how many coroner cases you have had, all of that information. And while you may have said, and you come here like you are today, you said, I will get that to you. That follow-up has never happened, and that is our concern.
That's a different issue than the contract that for services. Yes,
But we do not have any information. I cannot tell you or anyone when I have been asked how many coroner cases has Blaine County seen in the last year. I have no idea. I have requested that information, and I have never been able to get that answer.
Interesting.
And that went on for more than an hour on Tuesday. There was no resolution. The coroner left the meeting. Commissioners took a break and moved on to the rest of their agenda. At Boise City Hall Tuesday evening, Boise officials were briefed on the much-talked-about potato drop this past New Year's Eve during this year's fireworks demonstration, which witnesses said was bigger and certainly seemed louder. We know that windows were broken in the Capitol Dome and windows were shattered at the AT&T building. Those shattered windows showered down on men, women, and children. One of those children, a 5-year-old girl, was severely injured by the glass. Yesterday, council was particularly interested in hearing from Assistant Fire Chief Romeo Gervais. There was this back and forth with Boise Councilman Jimmy Halliburton.
Is there anything, I guess, that happened that surprised you that you didn't know was going to happen? Or did we expect all the different types of fire displays and fireballs and explosions and firecrackers, all this stuff? Did basically we understood exactly what was going to happen? Or was it bigger? Was it louder? What was different between what we thought was going to happen when we did the inspection and what actually happened?
Generally speaking, it was in line with what we expected to see. When they finished the show, not immediately knowing what had occurred, the initial was that everything had gone according to plan.
So there you had the pre-event inspection, but council was also briefed on the often rocky relationship with the potato drop organizers and the number of second, third, and fourth chances that have been granted.
I think that we need to define what a major violation is when we have an event organizer. And I think if somebody has a major violation, which I would argue this one does, that we give them a warning that their next violation, that they're out. And I would say that this person has had major violations. And if we want to give them more chance and say, here's your final warning, you go outside of this bounds again, I would be absolutely for it. I don't appreciate the disrespectful nature that this event organizer has treated our staff and all of our agency partners. I think we've given them a lot of chances, but I also don't think that we have anything defined. And so if we could find something where we could define what a major violation is and hold people accountable to those, 100%.
So ultimately, that's what officials asked for from staff, setting some parameters of what is expected, including behavior. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. I have a really interesting interview on our website talking to the creative force behind a play just about to open. It is called Intimate Apparel. Hope you catch that interview. For now, I'll be back here tomorrow. I hope you will too.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.